Welcome to Business Friends, the official podcast for CoSpace. Yeah. I love it. So we bring our group chat to the table because every business owner needs business friends. And if you don't have any business friends, well, you could borrow mine for the next 30 minutes. Yay! So today's episode, as you heard, is inspired by T.I.'s trap Back Jumpin' because every entrepreneur knows that the trap is not always jumping, unfortunately. Business slows down, picks up, it surprises us. So it also humbles us. So today we're going to talk about that. So every episode, we're going to have that title that ties into everything. And as business owners, we're going to just talk about it. So y'all ready?
Yeah.
Yay! So that brings us to the first segment of today's show. So I always want to start off by just asking what's on your spirit, okay? Because that's important, right? So I'm going to jump around business friends and just like really tell me like what's sitting on your heart, what's on your mind, like, just have at it, right? So we'll start with you, Ash. So Ashley is the director and founder of Eat Well Exchange, which is my favorite nonprofit. Yo. So I know you've been doing a lot of fundraising and planning as the year is wrapping up. So what's been on your spirit, friend?
So when it comes to nonprofits, a lot of people forget that we're a legit business. Like it's not just giving back to the community. We have business structure. We have to fundraise. We have to pay ourselves. We have to do all of that. So right now, I'm just strategizing for next year, finishing out this year, doing lots of food insecurity programs, and then just working on the business, thinking long term and scaling and just making those changes that we need for Eat Well.
Okay. Okay, I'm not mad about that. All right, Lala, my esthetician and the owner of the Glow Aesthetics skincare line. Come on, Glow Babes. So what's been on your spirit lately? Like what's stressing you or grounding you these days?
I need $1 million.
Ooh. Okay, that'll do it. That'll do it. That's it? That's all you need?
Hey, I need a meal.
That's it. That's it. Okay.
How can I get the track back jumping?
Yes, yes.
I can make $1 million.
Okay, okay. I love the reference because you literally just learned about this song a minute ago, but that's cool, friend. No, but I love it. I love it. Like I love it because it's a great song.
Oh yeah, that's what's on my mind. So it's just restructuring the business, pivoting, moving things around to figure out like how I can maximize, gross revenue. I need more money. The universe to get confused.
Right.
I need a meal.
All right, all right. All right, Enoch, my favorite business friend. So Enoch is the owner and the lead accountant for St. Clair Financial Services. Yay! So what has been on your spirit? I know you're already preparing for tax season. Well, tax season never really ends, but you're getting ready for the next tax season. So what's been on your spirit lately?
Just rounding out the year, looking at the numbers, trying to see if there's anything I can do before the end of the year to kind of minimize how much I will have to pay in taxes next year. Also, closing out the books for my business clients as well. And yeah, getting prepared for tax season because next year is going to be a pretty interesting year, especially with the new laws that's been passed.
So let's talk about it a little bit because I know you've been sending reminders to your business owners and like you've been talking to them because I'm one of your clients. So we're all, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. So like, what have you been preparing? Like, what has been like the headline that you've been telling everybody?
As far as just keeping your head above water has been my pretty much slogan the whole year. Right now, we are in a downturn in the economy, and most business owners, this is the time where you have to survive. So we are in survival mode. There's nothing wrong in being in survival mode because when the tides turn and the money starts flowing again, then you can maximize in making as much money.
When the trap is back jumping. See what I did there? See what I did there?
And also when the money is flowing again, making decisions where you can prepare for the future because we just came from COVID.
Yep.
And there was a lot of money floating all over, a lot of money, right? So people had a lot of disposable income.
They did.
Right.
And
now we all have to adjust as business owners.
yeah,
Because I feel like when the trap was jumping, when PPP money was free flowing and everybody had all kind of money flowing, we were able to move a little differently.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And then that's the thing is we're human, so we get this false sense of this is how we this is how things are going to be.
Yeah.
Not knowing that things change.
Right.
We get used to things. So we did get used to the people just spending money and not really caring about how much things cost.
Yeah.
But as things started to tighten up, people started to pretty much
Tighten up.
Tighten up.
Tighten up.
Right.
Tighten up.
So I give this
I love
to
it.
pivot and survive. So.
Right.
So question for y'all, because this is something that's been on my spirit here at CoSpace. I see a lot of business owners, and we have memberships, and they come and they go, depending on how people's trap is jumping at the moment. But how do you know that it's just like the economic downturn or people are saving versus the product is not good or the service is not good?
For me, because I have a product and a service in my business, I do the facials, we have the studio, and then we have the skincare products.
Yes.
I noticed that when clients are saving or pulling back their spending, they won't come every month, but they're gonna find a way to still come in and get the service, right?
Okay.
So it might be like, oh, I'm not gonna come next month, but I'll come the following month. Instead of coming every month, I could do every other month.
So then you know it's their pockets and not you.
Pockets and not me.
Let's get it. Let's get it, friends.
Pocket. So that's how I know it's not the service, because they're still coming back.
It's still coming.
They're altering when they're coming, right? They're
Yeah.
staggering their facial. So it lets me know, like, okay, it's not a problem in the business.
Yeah.
It's just that people are doing whatever it is they need to do
Yeah.
to survive, and still be able to enjoy the things that they want to enjoy, the things that they're accustomed to,
Right.
and not fully cut them off and then not feel like, nah, I ain't got nothing.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But I'm still going to come in every other month.
So how about you, Ash? Because as a nonprofit, you're essentially telling people to give you money so that you can give it to other people in various ways. So when the trap ain't jumping, how do you pivot?
Yeah, I can say for a lot for us, it's a lot of the political climate as well. So culture was a thing. In 2020, it was like donate to all the Black people, help Black people, help minorities.
Yeah.
But now that's become taboo to even identify as Black and as a minority in different spaces.
That's
So
true.
what I always have to remind people and myself is I'm a registered dietitian. So yes, I'm a Black dietitian. Yes, I work with our community. But at the end of the day, I'm a licensed professional. So if that being said, there's work that needs to be done, but it's just learning how to market your work to different people.
Yeah.
So right now, food insecurity is a big deal. So now I'm doing food insecurity workshops.
Yep.
What is that? That's similar to my culture focused workshops,
Yeah.
but now it's just targeting what people need. And I think that's a big thing with business owners, knowing that people are going to change, the tide's going to change always, but learning how to change and modify what you're offering to fit that climate. So not changing who you are, but at the end of the day, finding out what people need and providing that service.
Absolutely.
So pivot.
Just to piggyback off of what Ash just said, you have to follow the Fed.
You always say that.
That's a very popular saying. You follow the federal government in what initiatives that they're going, what they are pushing and what they are drawing back. So for example, how you mentioned, like, the culture thing is gone. So the DEI and all that, they don't fund those anymore, but they are funding something. What is that they're funding?
Okay.
So when you put yourself in that line, then you can get the grant.
Follow the feds, y'all boys. Follow the feds. Because the feds traps stay jumping.
Yeah,
They
'cause
do.
Some would argue they created the trap, but that's another episode.
Absolutely. So they have to fund the economy. They need money to keep flowing, but
Right.
when different people are in offices, they have different projects that
Right.
fund money too. So when you put yourselves in line with that, then you're going to benefit from it.
And I want to say, just with the whole follow the Fed thing and the whole DEI thing, right? Like you said, I'm still a registered dietitian, right? Me being Black, white, blue, purple doesn't matter if the feds are saying it don't matter, right?
Yeah.
It's like you just gotta
You gotta adjust.
pivot and adjust and still service the people that you are here to service, right? The mission doesn't change.
That part.
The mission stays the same, but we're just gonna move some words around
Yep.
so that things can continue on coming.
Yeah.
And we're
I like
getting
it.
the resources that we need, but we're just gonna pivot and a play on words.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that.
So let's shift gears a little bit because usually what's on our spirit connects with what's happening around the world. So for the second segment of our show, I like to call it the Culture Corner. Yay! And we're going to talk about, what's happening out there in the world, but also how it relates to us as business owners. So I have a topic for y'all. We'll get it started like this. So Yahoo News, because Yahoo is still a thing. Who knew?
Oh, I was thinking Yahoo Finance.
Oh, okay, my bad. Shout out to
Yahoo.
shout out to Yahoo then.
Exclamation
With this shout out to Gucci Mane, Lil Wayne voice. Right. So I saw an article the other day that they're talking about the Santa Claus rally, which I'm sure Enoch is familiar with this index.
Oh, yes.
But
okay.
it's pretty much something that basically hints to the fact that every December, like stocks rise, spending goes up, and they call it the Santa Claus rally. But the strategists are saying that they're not seeing this already. You know, they're not seeing it. We just had Black Friday. They're not seeing it. They're not seeing that surge. Even Prime Day for Amazon, which is like a prerequisite to Black Friday these days, even that was lower than normal. So a lot of people are kind of saying that, you know, the holiday bump may not show up. So are you guys seeing that in your industries respectively? Like, were you expecting more from this beginning of the spending season?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you just had Black Friday.
Yeah. So I just did Black Friday, and this was our lowest Black Friday.
Wow.
Yeah, our lowest Black Friday today, which was very shocking, but also kind of like expected
Yeah.
because of the way that the economy is going, how
Yeah.
things have dwindled down. I think we were doing good until about June, July, and then everything just started like
flowing and slow
downhill from there. But Black Friday wasn't as success. Well, it was a successful Black Friday, right? Because sales were made in an influx where typically they're not made on a month-to-month basis. So it was still a great Black Friday.
Yeah.
It wasn't what I would typically see.
So the customers act a little different.
So
They acting a little funny
with their money. They was acting a little funny with their money this year, and but yeah, it's definitely something that I noticed.
Yeah. Enoch, when you meet with your customers, because I know you do like the concierge accounting where you meet with them and like talk to them and things, like, are people panicking yet or not yet?
They've been panicking all year.
Yeah.
And I mean, for the last 2 years, to be honest. And what's going on is just people are holding on to their money more. And jobs are being replaced by AI now. As much as it's not being talked about, you can see it. I mean, you go into Walmart, you go into these
There's
places.
a kiosk everywhere.
Yeah. And if there's a kiosk that has, it's an 8-station kiosk, that was 8 people that were supposed to be working there.
Yeah.
Now, those are, and see, that's the thing about businesses. These are our customers. If the customers are not making money or have no way of making money, then we can't make money.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's like how Andre 3000 say, if you don't
You
move
your feet,
then I don't eat.
So we like neck to neck.
So we are all connected when it comes to business. So we want clients to make money. We want them to be able to produce income. So that affects everyone.
Yeah.
If the consumers are not spending and then the business is not making money,
Yeah.
the stocks go down,
Yes.
which shows like we're all connected pretty much.
Right.
So,
We've all been in business long enough to experience a little bit of an economic downturn before, and we've all survived. We're all still here.
Correct.
So what did you learn from the last one, and how are you using that as we see like it's coming back? If you feel like an economic downturn is coming or already here.
I would say for me, diversifying your services. So, of course, I'm a nonprofit, so we depend on donations, but we also do offer workshops. We offer trainings. We work with physicians. We work with hospitals. We work with everyone, even local businesses as well. So by finding more clients to work with, that helps. By offering classes instead of just offering a product or a service, that helps as well. Digital products help. I published a book last year that helps. So just having different sources of revenue.
Hey, that was a flex. All these things, y'all know you just listening so quick.
I know.
Jot is down.
No, but seriously, because a lot of times people think, oh, you're a nonprofit, you have to wait for people to donate money to you. But if I waited for that, we would have been out of business a couple of years ago.
Right.
So we charge for services too. We do fee for service. So if we're working with a local organization, we charge them for our cooking classes because they have a budget.
Yeah.
So just finding different ways like that to really diversify how you're going to make money.
Yes.
Okay, that didn't say something.
Sorry, because I had this conversation. I do business consultations with people here, as y'all know. And I literally just had this conversation about looking at your customer's journey and see how you can monetize each step, right? So when they first get on your website, can you advertise something there, right? When they leave the cart, are you circling back to them? After they purchase something, are you going back and telling them ways they can upgrade or things they can add on, right? Are you looking at your audience and seeing how you can market that to somebody who will pay you for access,
Right.
to your audience? Like, if you look at every single step of where your customer touches your business, you have to look and say, is there a way to monetize this without jeopardizing your brand, of course, or your
Right.
And to go off of that, during these times, people like quality over quantity.
Yes.
If you have a service that you provide, you have to make sure that you are at the top quality
Yeah.
in order because people have options.
Yeah.
Right.
And when they have options, they look for the best option
Right.
when their money is tight.
Right.
Because they're making sure that they get the best value for their dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And also the question you asked about the economic downturn, to be honest, for the last really big economic downturn, really, really big, was 2008.
Yeah.
So we've had like little small recessions, little dips.
Yeah.
But this here, since 2008, has been like the really, really biggest slowdown.
Yeah.
So we really, and I started my business during that time. And this is going to be the first time, the big one, right? And a lot of people started their business during COVID or the last 5 to 6 years.
Okay.
So this is really the test. This
Yeah.
now is the test for most businesses now.
Yeah, I could agree to that because before this, I had never experienced an economic downturn. I started my business 2018. We opened 2019 as far as like having a physical space to work out of. And this is the first time that I've run across an economic downturn. And it's like not having the tools as a first-time business owner, as a first-generation business owner, not having the tools and trying to navigate and like figure out what to do, what to put in place. Like you said, figure out, hey, what other offers can I provide, right? What else can I do for my customers, or how can I work with different organizations that have the budget, right? So
they can give it to you.
So they can give it to me, right? So as an esthetician, not only do I do facials and sell a product, but I also provide workshops. I teach, and I do so many other things in the community.
That's why you started renting the space.
Yes.
The space is beautiful. If you haven't been, y'all got to pull up. But it's a beautiful space. So I know people would be like, oh, I want to have an event here. And now you're like, well, you can. Book the space.
Book the space. Pull up, book the space.
Yes.
And it's just back to like what Enoch said about providing more quality and being the top of the food chain when it comes to people spending their money. Next year, we're adding in a whole bunch of things that will make us a more premier elite service.
Can you tell us or no? You can't tell us.
I'll tell y'all one.
Okay.
We are adding a dietitian to our services.
That's why she said, can you tell us one?
And how would that correlate with skincare?
So how it correlates with skincare is because your gut is directly connected to your skin. So a lot of the things that we're consuming, stressors, the foods that we're eating are typically causing a lot of people to break out.
Got it.
Just so your diet plays a really big role, specifically when it comes to people that are dealing with acne. Right? And I think that it would be a great addition to have that support and say, hey, these are the foods that would benefit your skin the most. Here are things that you
anti-inflammatory food.
I love it.
All of that.
I think that's so smart. And that is another perk of having business friends, because you could literally tap in and say, hey, business friend, bestie, dietitian, pull up and let's make some money together.
Right.
Where if you didn't have that relationship, you'd have to go find someone, see if you could trust them, see if they align, explain the value, and like really sell yourself, whereas it's just a phone call or a text.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
Get you some business friends, y'all.
Get you some business friends.
Business friends.
Not mine.
So we share, Lala.
Sorry, I've been on
share. So I want to kind of give it like a little positive note here, because we're talking about the downturn and the trap back jumping. So how do you know when the trap is back jumping? Like, what's that sign in your respective business where you be like, we back, Mortimer? If you don't get that reference, go look it up. So what's the moment?
I would say for me, it's the amount of bookings and also being able to hire other people. So right now with Eat Well, I am the primary dietitian here in South Florida, but we also have a team. So I have contract dietitians that work with us. I have support staff that work with us, and chefs. So when I'm able to have enough events where I can book the chefs and the other dietitians to go out, that's how I know that we're moving around.
That's it.
Because as long as I'm teaching, it's limiting Eat Well Exchange because I'm only one person.
Only one you.
Right.
Yeah.
But if I can have a team out there and I can fund this team, then to me, that's how I know that we're jumping, because that means we have partnerships, we're paying people, and we're expanding.
And the trap is
jumping.
Right. Get into the shmoney.
Yes. How about you, Lala?
For me is when I see that increase in appointments. The same. The increase in appointments and an increase in sales
Yeah.
products.
When they're
Let
doing
me
both.
know. Yeah, when they're doing both, when people are coming in and they're like, hey, I booked the facial and I'm gonna buy the corrective glow kit that's gonna help with your acne and hyperpigmentation. It's
there.
when people shameless plug. But when people are doing both, when there's an increase in the booking, that lets me know like, okay, we're getting back into the right direction, right?
Yeah.
And that like kind of eases you a little bit because you're like, okay, maybe I can
Good.
breathe a little. We're good now.
Yeah.
You know, when you see that
How to
influx.
activate the prepaid phones again.
Yeah.
Just later reference. All right, Enoch, how about you? How do you know?
So in taxes and in the finance, well, in taxes, it's a recession proof business, right?
Mm.
So everyone has to file their taxes,
Yeah.
no matter
Yeah.
what. So there's not really much of a trough, or like, way when it comes to taxes.
Mm-hmm.
However, in real estate, I am seeing that when we start getting overbids. So if I enlist a property to rent and then you have someone coming in and say, well, I'll pay you extra $200, or I'll give you 6 months up front.
Yeah.
Something's
I
off,
remember.
which means that there's money out there, and you
They're
start
trying to
getting
spend it
multiple
real quick.
offers and bidding wars.
Yeah.
So things like that would signal that, okay, there's money out there that people have to spend in, this competition as far as amongst the consumers.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I like that. I would say for me at CoSpace, we're about to be 3 years in, so I haven't really experienced a big downturn or anything. But we all seen after COVID, and when the money started drying up, people were clutching their purses a little bit.
Right.
So for me, I saw my membership go down, and I saw more people get a day pass instead of investing in the membership.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I know I had this moment where I had a member who came in and she was like, hey, I just sold the house because she's a realtor. She's like, go ahead and change my membership from monthly to annual real quick. And I was like, nigga, we made it. Like, because think about it, like you're choosing to go from a monthly thing that you have no commitment to paying me for that annual thing up front, no refunds, all caps in bold, right?
Right.
And then the fact that I have not one, but 3 annual members,
That's
to me, it's
amazing.
a great sign that things are or were in the moment a little better,
Right.
So for me as a co-working space, it's a little different because when things are tight outside, it could be a little better for me because people are canceling their leases and coming here instead.
Right.
So sometimes it's a little mixed because if money is tight, you might
Down.
choose a place like CoSpace instead of having your own big giant space.
Right.
Right?
Makes
So
sense.
it's always hard for me to like navigate it. But so far for me, it's like, once you're in here, I'm going to stack the value. I'm going to make sure that this is the last thing you want to cancel because there's so many webs of the value that we offer that you're using.
Right.
And one thing I do want to add is like when it comes to value, I know Enoch, you mentioned that everything we're talking about, people want our services. And I feel like a lot of times we're in a society where everything is gimmick based, where it's like you do something funny, you dance around, people come to you and you get them in the door.
Yeah.
Right.
But that doesn't keep people coming to you.
At all.
And once things are hard, they cut you because it's a
Yep.
gimmick.
Because
So
TikTok dance don't do nothing for them.
it don't.
Right.
So it's like
Fraud.
for us as business owners, we all provide value.
Yeah.
And I think that's the main thing that really sets us apart
Yeah.
in our businesses, and it sets successful business apart. Because
Yeah.
you're offering something that people want.
People actually
Like you
want.
said, even if they can't come every month, I'm gonna come every other month to get my
right.
facial.
Right.
So it's just adding value.
And then I want to add to that. So when some business owners, sometimes I would say, get in their feelings and say, oh, well, people are not supporting me.
Yeah.
When you announce that you have a business or some venture that you're doing, the first time someone's going to patronize your business the first time just off the strength of your
Right.
face.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
But for them to come back, it depends on your service.
Absolutely.
If it's not your service, they're not coming back.
Right.
I'm
That's on you at that point.
Right.
Not
Right.
the first time you, my dog, you
Right.
come through.
Mhm.
But for me to keep coming back, you have to provide something
Yeah.
for me to come back.
Right. Right. I love that because that is that's the bread and butter of Glow Aesthetics, right? Like I've been able to be in business successfully for the past 5 years because of the service that I provide, right? When clients come to me, I hear horror stories of other estheticians that they go to and the lack of education,
Yep.
the lack of having a amazing experience,
Yep.
the lack of results,
That part.
the lack of resources.
Yeah.
Because a lot of estheticians think the less I tell you, then the more you'll keep coming to me.
Or they're so busy on the pampering aspect that they're not actually doing the work.
They're not actually
And the
doing the work.
aesthetic. Some of them just focus on everything looking pretty.
Right.
But
But they're not actually
you're not
doing
using
anything.
commercial grade
Right.
Right. Commercial grade products. Right.
So we always say, if you give Lala a mic, if we're at an event,
All she needs is one
all
mic.
she needs is one mic. When he wrote that song, he was actually talking about Lala. Yeah.
Talk about me.
So if you give Lala a mic and tell her to introduce her business, she's gonna leave with at least 4 new clients.
Absolutely.
Because she understands this. This is what she does. She could talk that shit, and she backs it up.
Right.
And then there's always gonna be another glow babe in that room.
It's
You can vouch. It's always a
Which
glow
I
babe in the room.
love. The Glow Babe tribe is thick.
It's an army.
It's
yeah,
an
they had a
army.
mix of army.
Yeah, and I love how my Glow Babes are always so like, hey, she is the bomb. She is who you want to
We
go
walk
to.
around with the QR code on our face, basically, because this is the product.
Right. It was so funny when I was at the BPN Summit. I went into the bathroom and I walked into the bathroom. It was a young girl in there. Well, a woman. She was a woman. And she was like, "Oh my God, I know you. You look so familiar," or whatever.
I love
And
when
I
that
started
happens.
talking to her. And then it was like 4 women. It was like each sink there was a woman, right? And at the first sink was Davi. And they were all talking.
Shout out to Davi.
Shout out to Davi. And I was like, "Oh, I'm an esthetician." They all turned around. And then Davi said, "She's the esthetician." Yes.
I love
You know, like she's a glow babe. And it's always good to have people that could vouch for you and say, hey, not only is she an esthetician, but the service is amazing, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, yeah, I could get you in the door because you heard great things about me.
Right.
But in order for me to continue on building my clientele and keeping people coming in,
Yep.
it's because we are providing a phenomenal service. Our clients are seeing results. They're getting what they came here for. And I think that that's the bigger picture, and being able to build a clientele, because I have in the past 5 years, I've been able to build up to like 2,500 clients.
Yeah.
Right. And that's like,
Get it.
you know, from word of mouth, from people coming, and people can leave for 3-4 months and they're going to come back and they're going to be like, hey,
Once they face start fighting back,
Right.
they're gonna come back. Yeah, every time.
Or they're going to be like, oh, I went to another esthetician because my best friend, she booked her for her birthday, but I'm back because that was a terrible experience. And I know that here I'm going to get a great experience. Yeah.
So I feel like the economy, the Santa Claus rally, all of that, like, we can't really control it, right? But I feel like we just keep doing what's best for our businesses. I love the mention about the adding value, because that's how we get like our traps, retaining or jumping, right? So I want to move to my favorite parts, which is the third segment of our Business Friends podcast and chat, which is the group chat.
Ooh.
So in the group chat, we actually are business friends in real life, y'all, which I love.
And we actually have a group chat.
And we actually have a group chat. I love it. So in the group chat, we're gonna talk about like what's real, the real, personal, professional, all the behind the scenes, all of that from our own individual perspectives, right? So it is, that moment to just be real, and we're gonna have a good little chit chat. So I'm going to start off with a question, and we can just, bounce it all around. And you don't have to chime in if it doesn't make sense for you. But I saw this post when I was doom scrolling, 3 a.m. joy. And this person was like boohoo crying on the internet, which is always, you never know with that. And she was just crying because her and her friend at the time, her really good friend, apparently fell out because she held a boundary. And then everyone in the comments is saying if holding a boundary makes someone not your friend, they're not your friend.
Right.
And then she was just, going on about it. It was this whole thing. I got really invested. Like, I'm following everybody's page. I'm reading everything. And at the end of the day, it seems to me like the boundary she was setting was her doing too much. But the friend that respecting the boundary was also her. Like, it just seems like a lot of people really overdo the boundary thing, So that's what made me, I was like, oh, I'm going to write that down for the podcast, because as business owners and just humans in general, we have to set boundaries.
Absolutely.
But then sometimes we overdo the boundaries. So I want to talk about that. So is there a boundary you had to set to protect your business, your energy? And let's talk about that.
Ash, you got something.
Go ahead, Ash.
I'm thinking about something for both of us.
Okay, I
But
want to
there's
hear
certain
it.
clients you don't want. That's what I was thinking about.
Ooh,
Not
yes,
calling them out, but a certain client type. That's what I was thinking. You could think about
She has
that.
broken up with a lot of clients.
But for me, I would say when it comes to like partners that I don't want to work with, it's
Ooh.
people with unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
So if I talk to you, I always meet with people before we do an event together. I ask them what they want, what they need, and I tell them what I do.
Yes.
Some people, they see me doing cooking demos, the food is really good, and they want to book me as a caterer. That's not what I do.
You do.
So I have to let them know, like, hey, if you book me as a caterer, you're going to be disappointed because that's not my profession. I'm a dietitian. I do cooking demos. I do cooking classes.
Right.
But some people, and it has happened, where they try to like weasel their way into getting what they want.
Yeah.
So there was someone I worked with before, and she tried to book me to do a catered event pretty much. Like it was a cooking demo, and she brought really nice plates, and she did all of these things. So whatever, the event happened, but I had to talk to her after and let her know, like,
Yeah.
that's not cool. Because when you go to a nice event, you're dressed up and you're getting really nice plates and you get like a little scoop of food from my cooking demo.
That's
The
not
food is good, but it's not what you're
So
expecting.
what'd you say to her?
So I just talked to her after and I just reminded her that a part of our agreement was me providing small samples, which is what I did.
Yeah.
But to your group, it did not look like I fulfilled my obligation.
Right.
No one was upset, but for me,
It
I
makes you
just
look bad.
Yeah, it makes me look bad.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just really talking to people ahead of time, outlining everything, getting clear expectations.
Yeah.
And then when things like that happen, don't let it burn you. You know,
Right.
like that's not going to happen every single day.
Yeah.
Right.
But just knowing, working with people in the future to say like, hey, can you tell me more about the setup of your event?
Yeah.
So that way I can make sure I'm not getting into
And
a
that's
situation
something I
like
know
that.
with the whole back and forth with the boundary thing. It's like sometimes people will make a whole big rule because they just avoid talking to one person one time, you know?
Yeah. But sometimes you gotta just make a big rule and just be like, we done with it. You know, like unfortunately, for me as a business owner, so I have two things. Number one, I create boundaries when clients come to me and they're already coming in the door and they're uncertain of my abilities.
Yeah, that's never fun.
If you're uncertain about my abilities, if
Bitch.
you're second guessing, if you don't think that I'm as raw as I am as a dietitian,
Then go.
then go. Why are you here?
Then
Why are you here? You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have to convince you all the time.
Yeah.
I don't want to constantly have to prove myself to you all the time. I don't want to have to do that.
That's too much.
It's too much because the proof is in the pudding.
That part.
Right? There's so many places that the social proof is very clear on my website, on my Instagram, word of
real
life,
life.
in real life,
Right.
that if you come in the door and you're like, oh, well, I don't know about that. And then if I'm telling you like, hey, if you continue on consuming dairy, if you want to drink whole milk every morning and you have acne, and it's going to continue on causing you to break out. And you're like, oh, well, I really like whole milk. And my last esthetician, I bet. Hey, sis, grab your stuff.
You start packing them up. Get them out of here.
Get my robe. Let me take this headband. Okay.
Hey, give my stuff back.
While she's talking, you're just taking everything back?
Go. It's like, take the mask with you. You can have it. You could go. Because
I love it.
it causes a problem for
Right,
me, right? It's gonna get in the way of me being able to help you see results, right? And what happens when people don't see results?
They
It's
blame
not
you.
It's not their fault.
Yeah, they're gonna blame you.
It's your fault.
Right.
Right. It's like, oh, well, she didn't do what everybody was saying that she was gonna do. No.
You didn't listen.
You don't listen. You don't follow directions. So there's a boundary. So when I see clients that are like iffy and, over asking questions, not for education,
it's not gonna work.
but for the I'm trying to see.
Right, let you
the,
know.
Got you, bitch. Type of.
Yeah.
Wait, is that a client group?
That's a client group.
Yeah.
I know exactly that.
It's
Let me tell you, I recently have struggled with that client group. So as a content creator for content creators, I often am making content for people in different ways.
Mhm.
So customers will come to me and say, literally in the intake conversation, hey, I'm doing X, Y, and Z and it's not working. So that's why I'm here to help you. That's why I'm paying you to help me.
Mhm.
And I was like, bet. And we had our whole meeting.
Right.
And then they'll proceed to tell me how they want me to do X, Y, and Z that they just said wasn't working.
That's not gonna work.
Right.
Right.
But it's hard. It's hard.
Because
Right.
people want what they
They
want.
want what they want. And I want to
Right.
give you what you want. But just like you said, if I give you what you want that you already said ain't working and it continues not to work, you're not going to remember this. You're going to remember just saying CoSpace boof.
Right.
They don't call you boo.
They're gonna call you boo.
They going to say CoSpace is not doing what they need to do. CoSpace ain't working. But Enoch is notorious for breaking up with clients. We have a
love
joke
it.
in the tax office. We're like, oh, you're not about to break up with them. So like, talk to me about that.
Well, Well, it's all about, like, it depends. Like, unrealistic expectations is one of the biggest things that would have me say, you know what, I don't think this is working out for me. And then one thing that I've learned in the tax business is that people don't want any accountability. I want to come in, I want to close my eyes, I want you to tell me I'm getting $1 million. However, I don't want to know how I'm getting it. But when I get the IRS letter, I want to make sure that I say, I don't know. Like, we can't, if me and you going in, we're going to do something together. I'm going to hold your hand. We going in together. We going in the paint together. But you don't want me to
get my mail. You want to hold my hand out? Yeah. Get my mail.
And I tell them that. And that's the difference between me and other accountants. When they come in there with that type of energy, no, I'm saying, no, we're in it together. When that IRS comes in, if we're going to jail, we're going to jail together. I'm sitting right next to you.
No, you're not. You can't hear you.
No,
I'm just saying. But I'm just saying. But once you start talking,
Your family needs you.
But once you start talking like that, you're like, oh shoot, like, because you want this. I'm telling you, what you've been doing is not.
It's
not
legal.
They want to sit there and be told what they want. Right. They want to hear what they want to hear, and they want to be able to also say things exactly.
I don't know anything. I don't know what this guy did on my taxes.
Right. It's like,
I don't know him. I just met him.
No.
Right. But that's also a big thing with all of our businesses in common, that we educate people. Like you mentioned it, like I'm going to tell them what to do. You're educating them. You educate people about content. And for me too, I'm not just going to say like eat healthy. It's like, no, I'm going to go through every food that you eat from your culture, show you how it's healthy, visibly show you how it's done.
Right.
And some people are kind of like nervous about that because they don't want the liability of knowing.
Yeah, they don't. And I want to piggyback when Lala said that. A lot of business owners, they gatekeep information. Like
they do.
At the end of the day, I can't do what you do. I can't do what you do. You can't do what I do. I can't do what you do. And if you have that energy where you're like gatekeeping your clients, they can sense that energy.
Right.
They sense something like, no, you want whatever information you want from me, I'll give it to you. Go ahead. You want to go recreate it? Go and recreate it.
Off.
That's it. But a lot of clients, the good clients, will respect that. Hey, you're giving
I love those
information. Like, I can take this home and I can still apply some of these things that you're teaching.
Right.
You know what's funny is I made a post recently where I literally broke down how to get paid. Y'all saw that post?
Yeah, it was really
content
good.
creators. And because I work with a lot of content creators who are just starting and will literally just be grateful a brand knows they exist.
Right.
And sometimes it's great because you get your foot in the door. But oftentimes they get used to giving you, some product instead of payment.
Right.
And ideally you get both. And so I'm telling them, like, no, there's standards. If you know the standards, then you can know exactly what to ask for and you can explain why you asked for what you asked for.
Correct.
And so when I dropped that post, I literally broke down all the industry secrets and all the standards. And I told them, this is what you asked for. This is the math. Would you believe I got so many people DMing me, telling me, like, you should take that down?
Right, because people want to gatekeep.
They want to sell it.
They want to charge you.
They want to sell it. They want to charge you for that. They don't want people to have the access, the knowledge, and the information.
And that was what people were telling me, like, you should take this down. This should be something you sell. The game is to be sold and not told. And all of that. And it's like, yeah, but you also have to understand that there's certain parts of the game that should be given free.
Right. And this is just a part of the game.
Right. I got more game in the bag.
More game in the bag, right? Like, I'm fully stocked with game, and it's going to take all these other blocks, all these other things and implementations for you to even arrive here, because a brand you don't have 1,000 brands already trying to reach out to you. First, you got to get a brand to reach out to you. Right. Before you can implement what I've given you for free.
But you know what's funny is that post, I gave a lot of information away for free, but I got like 3 customers.
Yeah.
Right. And every single time I ungatekeep, or whatever the word is, every time I anti-gatekeep, I get customers because they see I know what I'm talking about, and they take that information, they run with it, and they often want more.
Right. Yeah.
But also, too, the whole information to be sold thing, definitely, but it's not just information that makes a business. It's your grit, the getting up early in the morning, the first one in, last one out mentality.
Right.
Like, people, believe it or not, a lot of people don't have that in them. So they can try to copy you, and then they realize, damn, this is what she's been doing.
I don't do that.
And trust me, as a nonprofit,
I'm straight.
I hear that all the time because people think that it's easy. They're like, oh, this little eat well thing, they're going out there, they're cooking, is fun. And it's like, no, we work hard. I work really, really hard.
Right.
And it's so much work. There's so much back end. Like, an event takes me almost 6 hours sometimes. Like, when it comes to developing recipes, prepping, cooking, cleaning. and then going home and sending out emails and invoices.
Right.
Like, people don't see all of that.
They don't.
And I always take interns because I think it's important for the next generation to see what I do. And they're always blown away because they had no idea that this much goes into a business.
Right.
They don't. They don't.
No, they don't.
Our social media is cute and fun, but like, we out here working for real.
Right. It's really hard. It's a lot. And just to go back to the gatekeeping and giving your clients information, I lose clients every day, V. Because I lose clients every day, V. Because I am providing so much information.
Correct.
My clients are so educated, right? After they come to me for 4 or 5 months and I've cleared them, they now have ingredient knowledge. They have understanding of how to use the products, what they should be using, what they shouldn't be using. And yes, they might stop coming to me because they no longer feel like I need to come all the time. But they're going to take that and they're going to inform people. Because I hear it all the time. Like, I was at work and it was somebody saying that they don't do this. And I'm like, girl, you need to. Right? And it's like, where do you get that information from? That information was got from this particular person.
Right.
Now that links you back. So yeah, I lost this client, but that client has now linked me to 3-4 clients because I'm not gatekeeping.
Right.
I'm providing that information.
And that client does not want to be an esthetician. Man, when people start asking them all this question, like, oh, what I'm doing for myself.
Right.
Also, you know, and that's the thing.
And also, that's why you created a product.
Right.
Because you might lose facial clients because they don't feel like they need to come in, their acne is gone, but you have a product line.
Right.
So you got them for life.
Yeah.
Because we know as long as we keep doing our products, even a pandemic, everybody kept their regimens going.
Yep.
So I think that goes as a business owner.
Right.
Once you start realizing people aren't coming in for facials anymore.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything wrong, you're doing the right thing. But now let me develop something like products.
Right.
So that I can continue having these customers even when they're not physically coming in.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So I want to close this segment of our group chat with something on a positive note. So the theme is trap back jumping. And we always know we get our traps back jumping, right? So what is your superpower? Like, what's that secret sauce that you have as a business owner that you know is like you're always going to make it because of this one thing that you got? So I'll go first while y'all are thinking. So for me, at CoSpace, it's the community. I built this community brick by brick, you know? And so it's funny because people will come here because they're having a good day. With nothing else to do, they'll just come here because they're having a good day. Or they'll come here because they're having a bad day and want to make it a good day. I have people who will literally do everything they got to do to pay that membership because they want to continue to have access to the community. People will come here and just be like, yeah, I got a business idea and I just wanted to come in here and see who want to work with me on it.
Right.
And that has happened all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
And so whenever I have like a slow moment or like if I'm sitting here by myself and it's empty, I know the community is going to pull up, you know? So for me, that's my not so secret sauce is I've built a strong community that will keep CoSpace afloat.
Yeah.
Shout out to the CoSpace, my coworkers.
Hey.
Yeah, I guess for me it's the same, right?
Yeah.
My glow babes,
They don't play.
Hell,
They do.
my glow babes don't play. They hold me down. They support me. And, you know, as much as I carry this business on my back, I feel like my glow babes carry me and my business on their back as well. Just the support, the coming in, the
And even little daddies too.
and the
The
zaddies
zaddies.
too. I need more zaddies. I don't have enough zaddies. I need more zaddies. I don't have enough zaddies. But yeah, definitely the community, the Glow Babe tribe has really been, you know, the major part of the business. What has helped grow the business, scale the business. I mean, my girls held me down during COVID, right? Like seeing so many other estheticians close down their business because of, you know, people not being able to support. But I think I have built a very strong clientele, a big tribe, community of people that are going to support me. And that's what keeps me going. You know, like I know that I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for my tribes, for the babes, right? Like the babes are counting on me and that's what keeps me going.
If you go outside right now and say, Glow Babes, like 3 other people can run down the street, right?
Yeah, it's like Transformers.
Avengers.
The Avengers, a
Yeah.
symbol. Yeah, they hold me down. I love them.
For me, I'm thinking of a couple different reasons. So I'm trying to sort it out in my head. But number one is remembering my why. I started Eat Well Exchange because as a Black dietitian, I only make up 2.7% of our profession.
Wow.
So if that being said, all of the literature that's written, everything that we learn in school, none of it comes from our voice. So for me, I just really saw the need for our voice to be there. And it's not just for fun. You know, our community members are sick. They're not getting the care that they need. So just thinking of the bigger picture, And then also learning how to position myself so that I can be in any room. Because again, we're not a majority of our field. So if that being said, people have never met a dietitian until they meet me.
That's true.
So knowing how to go into a doctor's office, knowing how to go to a local business, knowing how to go to a sports team or go to any organization and say, this is why I belong here and why you need me on your panel. So I think that is our secret sauce, like knowing that I belong everywhere because everybody eats.
Yeah.
So that being said, everybody needs a dietitian.
Pay my dog.
That was solid. That was solid. How about you, dear?
For me, I would say,
Everybody need money? I'm just kidding.
no, well, I have this saying, everybody hates a pit bull except the owner, right?
Yes.
Because the pit bull is a pit bull, but he loves his owner. So I take that slogan and I apply it to my clientele. So I'm not afraid of the IRS. So I fight hard for my clients. I will pull up to the IRS office for my clients. I've done that before. I've gone to the Department of Revenue for my clients. I'll sit there with them in the waiting room and that's it. Like I really fight for my clients, no matter what. And I feel that in our community, unless you have money, you don't have access to that type of service.
Right.
And you don't need to have like all this money to have that type of service with us. So when you come over, we're gonna fight with the IRS or whatever the case may be. And when I say fight, I'm not saying anything that's illegal.
Right.
It's just that the tax code is all legal. It's just knowing how to apply it. Like it's so fluid. Like it's like not so concrete, and things can change. And it's all about perception from the IRS, perception from you. And I know the most famous line, which a lot of people hate it, when Trump says, "Oh, I don't pay taxes because I'm smart."
Yeah, they ain't like that.
Right. A lot of people don't like it, but it's true. And the thing is, you can't get mad at it. He understands the system and he plays it.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's the information, like Lala said.
Right.
When you know the information, you can play the game too.
That's
And it's not illegal because you're using their own rules against them.
Yeah.
And they hate that.
They don't want you to know it.
That's my pit bull.
Is that okay? So this was good. I love that y'all are so honest and open. And like I said, get y'all some business friends because these are the conversations that we have that set us apart from other businesses that are just doing it by themselves. Y'all ever heard that phrase or the saying? If you are hanging around 3 millionaires,
You gonna be
Maybe
millionaire
four.
four.
right? But if you're
Right.
hanging around 3 bums,
You're going to be bum number 4.
Right.
so you're
Right.
Four.
And I want to add really quick with the whole get you some business friends.
Mm-hmm.
When you have business friends, it changes the game for you.
Big time.
It
100%.
changes the game because your business friends believe in you.
Yep.
They believe in your business.
Yep.
They're going to listen. They're going to provide you input. They're going to find ways to connect you. If you have business friends that are connected,
Yeah.
it gives you reach. It helps you move.
We love that word.
We love that word.
Love that word.
So it gives you social capital, which is something that we all need. So when people be like, no new friends, if you have that mentality in business, then I'm going to tell you, no new friends means no new clients. It means no new money.
No new partnership.
No new partnerships. It
No
means
new
no
nothing.
growth. It means you get nothing, zilch.
Yeah.
So if you're zilch, nada. So if you're walking around with the mentality that like, oh, no one helped me, I did this on my own, I don't
You
need
already
friends.
failed.
You already
You
failed.
already failed. You
Yeah.
can just go ahead, close your business, wrap it up, pack it up, wrap it
It's
up.
not gonna last.
Because it's not going to last because you don't have business friends. And it's such a necessity to have business.
Agreed.
Number one, to have business friends and to just have the mentality of making new friends.
Yes.
Right?
I love making new friends.
Right. Like Joy choked me into me years ago.
Lala
12
not
years
be my
ago.
friend, y'all. Lala kept telling her husband at the time, like, what is wrong with
I was
this
like, why she
woman?
always trying to befriend me? I was like, I just want to do your makeup and you can just go home. She was like, come to my house.
Let's be friends. Let's be friends.
You want to go out with me, my girlfriend?
We had great conversations when she would do my makeup. And I'm like, you are my kind of person, so stop fighting this.
Right, like let it happen.
Let it out.
Right, years later.
I had to throw her home. I'm like, just take a breath. Breathe in.
Hell,
And then she woke up in a friendship, and she's like, all right.
I guess I'm here. All right.
Throwing one more thing on business friends. Like, I feel like with y'all being my business friends, y'all challenge me a lot. And sometimes you feel like with your business, I'm already doing 100% of what I got.
Yeah.
And then here will come Enoch. Oh, well, maybe you should start doing these little containers. And I'm like, I can't do no more things. And then here will come Lala. Oh, you need to brand a new workshop. I'm like, I can't do this. And here will come Joy. Oh, you need to do a social media campaign. So you always feel like I'm at 100 and then your friends tell you to add more.
Right.
But you will be grateful for them telling you that. Because
Absolutely.
by yourself, you're not going to level up the way you should.
You're gonna
Because
see
you
where
always
you are.
feel like you're doing a lot. So I'm always grateful for my friends that are always telling me like these new things I should add, new tweaks that I should modify to my business. Because they see things that you don't and they're not afraid to tell me because we have that kind of relationship.
We even have business meetings, right?
Early in the morning. Early in the morning.
I love it. I love it. So yeah, get you some business friends.
Yes.
So thank you to my business friends.
Oh, yay.
Thanks for pulling up today. Was this fun? Y'all have fun?
This was
Yeah,
fun.
I think great. I love
It's a
it.
vibe.
Yeah.
So I hope if you're watching or listening, you feel encouraged, seen, you feel invigorated, and also reminded that the trap don't stay down forever.
Hey.
You can always get
You
the
can
try.
So remember, every business owner needs business friends, and if you don't have any, hopefully you have fun borrowing mine. See you next time on Business Friends.
I show ya